Hello! Just wanted to do a quick run through of Marvel United. Yes, it's another game I got in Black Friday. There seems to be a bit of a pattern going on here. I've also got the expansion for this as well, Into the Spider-Verse, but that's another video if that's what people want. It's not a particularly rules heavy game, this one, but it's an interesting one, and the solo is quite interesting. So I've set the game up. So we've got Red Skull, who's the villain we're going against. Now, I appreciate you can't probably see everything that's going on over here because I've set it all up. But what you do is there's a number of locations and you shuffle them and you put six out. So this is technically a circle. And then you then shuffle the threat cards for your particular villain and then put them out randomly on each of the locations. And the idea is that you have to clear the threats, which are these cards, off the locations to take off the cards on here. So if you take a card off here, he acts quicker. We'll go into that as we play it. Because I don't really want to do a rules explanation and then play. I'd rather just play and then explain as I go along. Yeah, so take them off. And we need to get two of them off before we can even attack Red Skull himself. So we need to take him down before his villainous plot reaches 20. Or we die. In the single player, you choose three heroes. So I've chosen Captain. No, this is Iron Man. This one is. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're quite nice miniatures actually. Quite like the idea of painting these ones. Tell me if it's something you want to see. Black Widow. Yeah, and Captain America. Okay, and they're going to be going against Red Skull. Okay, there are another two villains and more heroes in the box. So, again, if people want me to do any more of these, then I'm more than happy to use different villains or different heroes, whatever I've got available. So, that being said, we take all of the cards for all the heroes, and I'm going to shuffle these because I'm going to shuffle and cut because obviously you can see the one on the top. This is my first time playing this game, so if I make any mistakes, let me know. Now, the player gets 5 cards. And we'll put that deck over there. Deck is your life. The villain, I'll shuffle these again. I have shuffled them. Just make sure we do it on air, there's no cheating then. The villain will go first. If the villain ever goes to draw a card and they can't draw, we lose. Okay, now we need to work out where the villain's starting. Now, the easiest way of doing this is roll a 6-sided dice, 1 to 6. So we do this, and we've got 3. So he's starting on Stark Labs over here, and these guys have to start opposite. So the opposite to 3 would be, 6 I would think, over here. So these guys start in Central Park. Okay, so how do we play a turn? Well, it's dead simple, and actually this is a really, really good rule somewhere on the back. You add a master plan, you resolve it, and then you draw a card, play a card. You do 3 actions in the solo game, that is, and then the enemy goes again, and you keep repeating it. And it really is just as simple as that. And like I say, the idea is to save the civilians, get rid of the thugs, and deal with the threats on the board. Once we've got 4 threats done, we get rid of this. If we get 9 thugs or 9 civilians, we can then get rid of another one, then we can attack the Red Skull. It's really as simple as that. So the first thing that happens is, okay, Red Skull. So we've got a card called Hail Hydra. Discard all, what are they, civilians? Yeah, civilians from locations of a hero. Deal 1 damage to each of those heroes. Advance the fear track by the number of discarded people this way. Yeah, so what that means is these 2 are gone. His track goes up by 2 because that's what it said on the card. And now take 2 damage. Now that's really, really horrible because damage comes from your hand. So you have to give up cards. And if you ever have to give up your last card, you're knocked out. It's game over. So I might, because I really, really, really want to get rid of people. Well, I've really got a rubbish hand. This is a terrible hand. So if we get rid of Iron Man, and if we get rid of that interrogate, now you don't throw them out of the game, they go to the bottom of the drawer. So now we've dealt with him. We've done his effect. If this here, in case I'm curious, is a movement, he would then move around the board, but he's got a 0. So we've fulfilled that. So on our turn, we take a card. Right, so what have we got here? These are heroic actions. These are what you need to go over to here. Yes, let's have a look now, because I want to move as well. Because it's nice to stay here and get rid of this, because if a thing comes out called a BAM, which is on here, this will go into effect, and they've got instructions on them, and that deals damage. So, but I've got lots of heroic actions. They're going to take 2 because of this here. Each thug in the location takes 2 damage to be defeated. So let's have a look here. Okay, if we play Iron Man, okay, first thing he's going to do is he's going to use the punch. Okay, so if I move the red skull over here, we know where we are. So Iron Man, he's going to punch, so he's going to punch a thug because they've all got 1 health. He's then going to move over here, and that's the end of his turn. Then I'll take a card. Okay. Now, here's a really interesting mechanic about this. If we was playing with multiple players, I might set up a multiple game of this with Mrs. Green, because I think she'll like this. This card stays in effect. It's called the storyline. So the card that was played before your turn is also in effect. Then you play your card. So I'm going to show you what that means. Well, I want to try to anyway. Let's have a look. So could, let's have a look. Okay, let's play this Captain America. Okay, so this Captain America basically says leadership. Yeah, it's got an heroic action on it, and you can give a wild. That symbol is a wild to another hero, which would be you. So you put that down there. So now Captain America, because he's the acting person, can move, fight, and do an heroic action. Yeah, so if he moves and then fights, he does an heroic action. Oh no, he can't. Whoa, hang on. Put that one back. These take 2, so he might as well take 1 from there and clear that out. So he's going to fight, then move, then he's going to do his heroic action to there, and then bring a wild into our pool. And that's the end of the turn. Okay, this, we draw a card. Okay, now, it seems like a bit of a waste actually. Because this is now the card in effect. Let's have a look now. Don't like the idea of Black Widow moving. We could play that, but then you got 3 of those, and there's no reason to have 3 of them. Okay, so yeah, let's play Black Widow. Okay, so Black Widow is going to move because of this, and has got 2 heroic actions, which would actually sort that out. So that goes away because we've spent the 2 heroic actions from here. Yeah, so we've dealt with that threat. And that this now gives us an end of turn effect. Yeah, so end of turn you may move to any other location. So we've cleared the threat from there. End of turn you may move to any other location. So it's the end of the turn, and she can move to any location. So why don't we have her move to the police headquarters? See if you can do something over there. Okay, and that is the end of the hero's turn. So this goes on to here. We then play a red skull card, and we have. Okay, so this one's going to move. Yeah. So red skull, the arrow says he's going to move 1 space. It says where he is, he's going to put out 2 thugs. That fills up that area. And then 1 thug either side. So one here and one here. Now you're going to say to yourself, well, what about if all these places are full? He has what they call an overflow. If your token cannot be added to the location, increase the fear track by 1 for each token that couldn't be added. So the more these fill up, the more this escalates. And that's him done. I've double checked that, make sure that we are following the rules, because remember, this is my first game. And there are some symbols that make sure I've got that right. If they're not enough, okay, location, yep, fine, brilliant, all done. So this is the card that's left in our storyline. We draw a card. Quite fast turns once you get the hang of the game. Now we need to do some fighting, I think, but also we need to deal with that. Well, we need to deal with 4 of these. We've got to be careful, because if you get rid of one of these cards first, it's not if I get rid of this card that becomes available. It's not. These really don't matter what order they go in. If you clear one, the one from the furthest on the left gets moved. Yeah, or this one, say this one goes, that moves over there, take its place, and this is the effect. So it doesn't really matter the order, but you don't want to get this one done too quick before you get the second one done, because he will react every 2 cards, whereas at the moment he's reacting every 3 cards. So yeah, I've got loads of Captain America here, loads of it. Oh, Bob's over there, that's pretty full. So why don't we play, that's a waste, such a waste. Even the Iron Man's a waste. This here is just being wasted. So let's play Captain America's leadership. So Captain America can move twice. And because it's his leadership card, he will give a wild token out. So that's cool. So he can move twice, and then so let's have Captain America move over to here, and then he can play the heroic card. Okay, next round. Actually, I ought to do it like that, because then we know we've done 3. Okay, so we've got a punchy fist and another Captain America. So we could move twice. It wouldn't be. We could move twice and get to. Yeah. So this becomes an effect again. I hope I'm playing that right, actually, because I've got 3 of these now. But it does say. But I'm going to actually house rule that, because that makes that far too powerful. If I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments. If anyone's more experienced with this game than I am. But I think you can only do that, because if you could do that as well, that would be ridiculous. So we've got 2 moves and a hit. Yeah? So we're going to go 1, 2, and he's got a hit. Now this guy's got 6, yeah? But we've got 2 of these. So I'm going to use these 2 as a fight to do 3 damage. So that's 1, 2, 3 to him. Okay, so that's Captain America done. We draw a card. Okay. See, I really want to do that again. So I'm going to play Captain America's leadership. I'm going to take a token, yeah. Going to attack 3 times because of the token, and I've got the 2 fists on here, which will then get rid of Crossbones. So that's his 3 gone. So Crossbones is a threat. This goes on to here. At the end of turn, you may draw until you've got 3 cards in your hands. It's not really a great ability, but he can move twice now. And I'm thinking we need to start, because it's going to go next, we need to start thinking about clearing out. So he's going to go 1, 2 back to the shield helicarrier. And that's the end of his turn. So then these will go to here because this is the, whoops, that's the next one in the storyline. And then we have Red Skull. And Red Skull is horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to go here. And this is where it really, really gets you. So he's got to put, check it out, 4. Well, you can see that. 4, 2 of each on this location. He can't. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's then got to put 2 over here. He can't. So that's going to go 1, 2. Over here, you can put out 1 thug. So you can actually put a thug out there. But it can't put a civilian. So guess what? It goes there. And before you know it, he's on 10. Unbelievable. Sorry, 9. So he's halfway to actually winning the game. Okay. Back to us. No point in worrying. Okay. Let's play Black Widow. And Black Widow is going to hit one of those. And then hit another one of those. Because of the leadership. And now she can look at the top card of this. Oh, for each crisis token, advanced sphere tracked by 1. Well, no one's got any, so I can put that back. Because she has this thing called Master Plan. Look at the top card of the Master Plan deck. Which is what this is. Okay. Let's take a turn. Huh. Got it again. But now this is the card in the row. We need to do some moving. We need to do some heroics as well. Okay, so let's play. Let's play Iron Man for a move. Actually, that's a waste. Okay, so why don't we move Iron Man there, and then use the punch to take one of those away. Oh, why am I putting it there for? Go on here. Okay, next round. Okay, Captain America. Heroes in this adjacent location take 1 crisis token each. Oh, she should have taken a crisis token. This is a crisis token, which will become apparent now with this. Oh dear. Let's have a look. So we've got 1 move. Okay. Discard 1 from this location's advanced sphere track. Okay, so that never happened. These only happen if he ends up in the square. And that one did, which is why I gave her that token. So let's have a look here. I'm not doing a very good job here because you can see the top of my cards. So let's put that down because it's 2 heroics, and move Iron Man to there, which will then sort out this heroic because there's 1 on there already. Which means that we've done 3 threats, when I can speak. Ah, he's there. You may swap 1 card from your hand from 1 card in the storyline. Well, it is the end of turn. I actually think that's not too bad, but I don't want to get this done. I want these 2 to be done nearly at the same time, because if I do them nearly at the same time, that's when I can attack the villain. So let's think about this. Well, it's the end of turn. Swap cards for 1 card on the storyline. No fight whatsoever. How do you rescue a civilian? That's a good question. Oh yeah, you do use your heroics. So I'm gonna swap 1 card in your hand. No, I'm gonna stay as I am. So we've done our turn. This is the one for the story. Now we already know what's going to happen. he's going to BAM. Okay, for each crisis token the heroes have, which we have 1, increase the track by 1. Now a BAM, okay, deal 1 damage to each hero in Red Skull's location and increase the fear track by 2. So the fear track goes up to 12, and he's just hit me again. I'm not doing very well. I'm going to get rid of that Black Widow card. So now I've only got 2 cards in my hand. Yeah. This deal 1 damage each location, each hero in this location. Nope. Heroes starting their turn in this location take 1 crisis card. No, because that's not a BAM ability, and that's it. BAM's done. So it's a very good round for him. 2 cards. Now it's back to us. Oh, she's got a wild. Okay, so we've got 2 heroics here to use. I really don't want to get that one done. So, well, let's play. So he has 2. That'd be a waste of an heroic, but yeah, okay. So we've got. I'm going to play Iron Man, and the one we have in the row's got 2 heroics on it. So with 1 heroic, I'm going to save a civilian. Can't reach. And then use the move to go here, and then the other 2 to save 2 more civilians. That opens up them spaces. Okay. Okay, let's go. So now we've got a Captain America with a hit. So we've got a move, heroic, move and hit. Okay. So if we just trying to think now. He needs sorting out. Bob, Agent of Hydra. But we don't have to do all 6. We only have to do 4. So that's something. But we do need to get rid of some of these thugs. So why don't we have Captain America? He's got a fight, so he can hit one of them thugs. He can use the heroic to save that civilian, and he's got 2 moves. And then he's going to go 1, 2, and end of turn you may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. End of turn. My turn again. So we're getting somewhere now. Right. So this is the storyline card now. So we're going to put a card here. And if we use Iron Man, he can hit twice and move, or move and hit twice. So, Captain America, he could hit twice and. Okay, right. Let's use Captain America, and he's going to hit Bob 3 times. 2, 3, and then he's going to move here. Okay. At the end of the turn, you may move to any location. I don't want him to move. He's fine. So the storyline goes to here. Remember, this is the last card that we played, and then we go to Red Skull. Oh, brilliant! And he's going to BAM. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So he's going to put out 2 thugs, which we've been very good in clearing these out. So there's 2 thugs go there. He's going to put a thug here. Oh, let me just pause this. Apologies, the phone went. Where were we? Yes. So he's moved 4. He's put 2 out there. He's put 1 there, and he's got to put 1 up there. Oh, no, wrong way around. There it is. And he's got a BAM ability, deal 1 damage to each heroical's location and increase the fear track by 2. So he is hitting us again. I think we need to get rid of this heroic here. Okay. So, back to us. We're not doing very well, guys. Alright, so you may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. That's actually not a bad card to play, believe it or not, because we've got the 2 fight, which starts our storyline, and then we can actually play that, which means we can draw another card. So now we've got the 3, yeah, and then we can do 2 attacks with Iron Man, and Iron Man's over here, so you can do 2 attacks. And the heroic is wasted, but we are almost there. We are almost there at getting these 2 done. Okay, next card. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So, let's have a look. Black Widow's got a wild. Iron Man's got 2 wilds on here. So Iron Man could move and fight. You could get rid of Bob, which would, yeah. So Iron Man's going to play this for the 2 wilds, and the first wild he's going to go here, and the second wild he's going to get rid of Bob. Yeah, so Bob has gone. This goes on to there. He still has, he moved, yeah, he's still got an heroic, but he can't use the heroic for anything. So this removes this now, so the 4 threats are gone, which means that the villain now acts after every 2 cards, so the villain's going to act, so it's the villain's turn. So the 2 wild are what we're going to start with the next story, and that's why you need to try and do these as close together as you can, because once that goes, this escalates how fast this goes. Yeah, so what's he doing? Nothing but a BAM. Okay, well, he's going to do a BAM, deal 1 damage. There is no one there, so it's only on here, so the fear track's going to go up by 2. He's on 16 at the minute, and we still can't do any damage to him. And he's going to do 1 damage to us. So 1 damage to us means we get rid of a card. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Oh, I don't know, because this is a good card, because it's got the attack on it. But this is a good one because we need to get everyone moved down to here ready to attack him. And we've got the 2 wilds to start the... Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Okay, so that's the attack. So, draw a card. Okay. So... Oh, God, this is really difficult. Okay, right. So, we're going to play Black Widow. Or are we? Or are we? Yes, we are. We're going to play Black Widow. And her wild can be to move. Her second wild can be to hit that thug, which now means that this has been dealt with. Which means now he's vulnerable to damage, and the last one we'll hit him with. So we've done 1 damage to him. Okay, and that was her first card. The second card, we're going to play, I need to draw a card first. See, that's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Absolute garbage. Well, she could heroic that, but that'd be a waste. He'd waste his turn doing that. Oh god. She's got a wild there. But then he would use that wild. Okay, right. So let's do this. So I can distribute 2 movement tokens. So there they are. 2 movement tokens. 1, 2, 3. Right, and I can use these 2 to go 1, 2, and then the wild to go 3, and then the punch. So I've used them straight away. To take another 1 off him. Okay. Ended my turn there, so I can draw up to 3. But because 2 cards have gone, now the red skull goes. And it is 1, 2. So he's going to move to there. And he's going to add another 1. Just goes over there. 1 he can't do. And then he's going to add 1 to there. Oops. And 1 to there. He has a BAM effect. So he's not actually increasing. Now, because he's not increasing, he's not dealing damage. Does that mean that he doesn't also increase the fear track? Deal 1 damage to each hero and increase the fear track by 2. So I'm going to say he does. Okay. We are in the doo-doo, as they say. Oh, no, they're my cards. Okay, so this is the first one in the storyline. So we draw a card. Right, so I think we're going to lose, guys. I think we're going to lose. Let's have a look. So, because we've moved, because he's moved. If he hadn't moved, then we can play that for 2 wilds. Yes, we'll play that for 2 wilds for Captain America. No. Yes, play that for 2 wilds for Captain America. Which will mean he'll go 1, 2 with the wilds. And then attack for 1. So he'll do 1 damage there. And then at the end of the turn I can swap 1 card from a storyline for 1 card in my hand. So I actually think this is probably worthwhile. So I'm going to actually swap those 2. They'll all become apparent why soon. Now draw up. Okay. So Captain America is going to go again. He's going to hit him twice. 1, 2. He's got to move. I'm not going to use a move. I'm not going to use the heroic. But I am going to use the end of turn ability. Swap 1 card from your hand. So this is going to become the last storyline, and that one's going to come back in here. So they're going to go there. Okay, it's all on this card. I think I might be able to do it with 1 turn, but he's going to move 2. 1, 2. We are so lucky, guys, because he's putting, if you look, oh, he's got a BAM though. Oh, he's got a BAM. Right, so yeah, so basically we've just lost. If I'm playing that rule correctly, where this increases the fear track, because he's not going to increase the fear track doing this, because there's more than enough room for these things to go. But the BAM, it says deal 1 damage to each hero at its skull's location and increase the fear track by 2. If it increases it by 2, it goes to 20 and we lose. But what I was going to do next turn, because this is the one that's in the storyline row, yeah, is I was going to play the Captain America, because then he could have moved twice and then hit twice, and then you could just do the heroic Captain America and they would hit another one. So basically next turn we could have won. We didn't win, but only because I'm not 100% sure on that ruling for that. Yeah, might be something I need to look up. Even the camera doesn't like deal one. Yeah, deal 1 damage to each hero in Red Skull's location and increase the fear track by 2. So that is Marvel United, which ended in a loss. It's a game that I actually really like. I like the solo mode, very much like the solo mode. The idea of having these 3 people around, and it's a shared deck as well. It's not overly complex. It's not overly easy. I have seen people do this online, but you know, so look, we can only play a few more cards anyway, and we've got plenty left in there. Yeah, so yeah, Marvel United. Let me know what you think. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.